The highest was Al McGuire and second-ranked Marquette.
It's the championship game of the NCAA Mideast Regional, the showdown game between #1 ranked Indiana and #2 Marquette. The winner advances to the Final Four in Philadelphia. The loser goes home. For Indiana and Coach Bobby Knight, Marquette represents a tough opponent. But the Hoosiers are used to that competition all season long. They played a schedule loaded with nationally ranked teams. In fact, some say that Indiana had the toughest schedule of any team in the country. Indiana made the game's first basket when Scott May hit a jumper from the corner. But for the next 10 minutes, Indiana's offense centered around Kent Benson.
We were able to get the ball inside very well early in the ball game, and Kent Benson scored extremely well for us to start off the ball game to get us going offensively.
In fact, he looked absolutely unstoppable. Big and strong at 6'11", 245 pounds, Benson poured in shot after shot. In the first 6 minutes of the game, Benson scored 10 of Indiana's 18 points.
Against #2 ranked Marquette. Many observers felt the Warriors had the necessary tools to upset the Hoosiers. But when Scott May ripped the corner jumper for the game's first 2 points, the Warriors found themselves up against a team that wanted to win the Mideast Regional title in the worst way. The Hoosiers were controlling both ends of the floor. Defensively, the Hoosiers were pressuring the Warriors into numerous turnovers with their tight man-to-man. While on the offensive end of the floor, Benson, Buckner, and Wilkerson were on target as the Hoosiers hit their first 5 shots. The combination of efficiency both offensively and defensively had the Warriors both confused and frustrated. But like all good teams, the Warriors weren't about to fold their tents. They fought back within 5 points and had to be smiling inside when, with just 6 minutes and 27 seconds gone in the half, drew May into his 3rd foul of the game, a charging violation that sent him to the sideline. But the Hoosier bench again came into prominence. Coach Knight called upon Wayne Radford to fill the void. And after Benson arched in a hook shot, Radford drilled a 15-footer. Indiana's team concept of play, which has every player prepared for his opportunity to contribute when called upon, had provided the momentum as the Hoosiers took a 36-35 lead.
But without May, the tempo of the game changed. Fired up by Coach Al McGuire, Marquette closed the gap. The halftime score, Indiana 36, Marquette 35. The Warriors in the last 9 minutes of the first half had outscored Indiana 16-6. The pressure was now on the Hoosiers. Marquette had the momentum going, and don't forget, Scott May had 3 fouls. He was the team's high scorer during the season, but he played only 7 minutes in the first half. He scored a total of 4 points.
Marquette at halftime. Butch Lee's jumper at the start of the second half gave Marquette what would be their only lead of the game. Scott May, exiled to the bench with foul problems for most of the first half, took over from there.
Playing as if he had no fouls at all, May shows his playmaking ability here, getting it inside to Benson to put Indiana in front 55-46. With 4 minutes remaining in the game, Marquette needed to score in a hurry. The Warriors were 9 points down, and they weren't shooting well. As you can see, they were having problems cracking Indiana's airtight man-to-man defense. Tough defense is a trademark of Bobby Knight's teams. According to one of Knight's coaching friends, defense is where Indiana hangs its hat. It's an aggressive, knowledgeable defense, with one man playing the ball, the other 4 helping him out. The Hoosiers are equally as disciplined on offense. Indiana makes very few mistakes. Watch here as Indiana patiently works the ball around with less than 1 minute to play. Constantly looking for the good shot. And patience pays off. Tom Abernathy is fouled. A big play. And Coach Bobby Knight tells why. Abernathy's foul shots were crucial, all right. During a timeout, Marquette coach Al McGuire argued with the officials so vehemently that he was charged with a technical foul, his second of the game, and it proved to be costly. For Indiana now had possession of the ball, and all they had to do was to freeze it. Only a few ticks remained on the clock. Indiana had beaten Marquette in the championship game of the Mideast Regional. And coming up, the final basket of the game, Quinn Buckner driving in for the layup. And after he made it...
It was indeed an emotional experience for Coach Knight and his happy players. And the victory carried special meaning to May, who was forced to miss most of last year's tournament action with a broken arm. Many observers believe May's injury ruined Indiana's chances for the NCAA title in 1975. But now in 1976, the team that wouldn't be beat was just 2 games away from a 2-year quest becoming a reality.
Faced over and embraced Bobby Knight, obviously pleased with the outcome.
I don't think I have ever been as happy after a ball game for a group of players as I was at that particular moment.